Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to practice some coding with respect to the functions with default values or default parameters or optional parameters. There are different names for them in the market, but whatever you are okay with, it's okay. So here now the program wants us to write a program with a function that prints a rectangle of stars. So the function should take the width and height as parameters and also default the width to 5 and the height to 3 if not specified. So specifically this program is hinting us saying that okay, you can take the width and height and also the default width and height are 5 and 3. To do that, as always, we have one int function and we have another function here to do the calculation for us. Previously, we learned if we want to do print some like stars or matrix or something like that, we can use nested loops. So here we are going to use that knowledge to apply in this function. So this function's name is draw rectangle. It's a void function. It's not returning anything. It's just doing some calculation or maybe printing something. And there are two arguments for this function. The first one is int and the second one is also int. And since it says that the width and the height, if they're not specified, there should be set to 5 and 3. So both of these two arguments are optional arguments. So if we call this function with no value, it's going to set the default value to 5 and 3. And if we specify, it's going to use the specified number to do the tasks. So what we're going to do here is that the default rectangle, here we are going to call the function with no argument. When we call the function with no argument, since these two arguments are optional, there is no problem. So it's going to set int row to 5 and int column to 3. So we are going to use a simple nested loop. So the first loop is starting from 0 to the number of row, in this case 5. And then in the inner loop is going to start from 0 and is going to until column, in this case is 3. And for each time, it's going to print the star for us. So let's run the code and see how it works. Okay, the default rectangle here. This is the first part that we ran. So let's first discuss this part. So here we are having 5 rows and we are having 3 columns because of the range of the I and the J. So it is printing the star. And in case you don't recall why 5 rows and 3 columns, I would recommend going back and checking out the videos for nested loops. There are some exercises there that I analyze the code one by one in the rows and columns to see why what is printed is printed. So it's going to, by default, set the row equals to 5 and set the columns equal to 3 when no argument is passed for this function. And both of the arguments are optional because they have the equal sign. However, when we want to have a customized function, we can say, for example, customize it. This is just a message to print. A customized rectangle with 7 and 4 would be something like this. We call the draw rectangle and instead we are going to put 7 and 4. So let's see. So 7 rows and 4 columns. So simply it's going to take the 7 and put it as the row and 4 as the column. And then the range for I would be from 0 to 7 and from 0 to 3 for the J. But since this is the optional uh, parameters, both of them are optional parameters, we can also call it with only one, for example, value here. So let's call it like this. Okay, so if we call it like this, it's going to print 7 rows, however, 3 columns. Why? Because this 7 is going to replace with is going to set to row, so I from 0 to 7. But because we don't have the second argument here, we are going to the function is going to use the default value 3. So this is why it is having the 3 columns and not 4, because the default value is taken there. So it's very important to practice all of these details to make sure that you're understanding everything and you're getting used to the syntaxes. Thank you for watching.